Brilliant. Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
We are on for this is Reseller Chinwag number 11, the one just before Christmas. So thank you for everyone that is in the chat and joining us for it. We thought we'd kind of do like a year review, as the title shows. We're going to do like just how we thought the year has gone for us. Whether we're like happy with it, whether we're unhappy with it, that kind of thing. But yeah, really happy to get the show going on. We were a little bit worried because we were like, oh, we don't have a great deal to talk.
Yeah, we don't have a great deal to talk about, but I'm sure we can waffle on for nearly an hour.
Well, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. I mean, Hixie's in the chat already, so hello to Steve. Daydream Carer, hi there. Southwest Reseller says evening all as well. Daydream Carer says Nick Hill has done 21 videos in December, and you've done 6 videos. You've got 2 more videos to build up your channel. The reason PewDiePie got so many subs is because he hammers out vids daily. And can I just add to that, Daydream Carer? This is our 7th video in December. Yeah, that's a good point, Daydream Carer. I do appreciate it. But can I just add, PewDiePie is actually very funny. He's a funny guy. He's got there's like an X factor. I mean, I don't want to get too sidetracked on this, but it's not just about churning out videos. You're right, we do need to put out more videos than we do.
I mean, it's something that we are hopefully going to be addressing.
But it's more than just amount of videos. There's a reason why PewDiePie is PewDiePie, because he's actually a funny guy. There's something about him. We're like in our 30s. We've been playing games since we were kids. He's young. He's a young guy. He's energetic, and he's just fun to watch. And he makes really silly videos, and it appeals to us. But that might be just because we're really silly people. Yes, quite possible.
We are quite silly.
Okay. We've got Scott Rayner as well saying hi there. How you doing? The Treasure Pirate. You got a notification just now. That's brilliant. Daydream Care says, is it possible for Zahir to wear any more clothes? Well, this is the jacket I thrifted, or as the Americans would say, so I thrifted. This is my Rohan jacket, really nice. And then underneath it is my Timberland jumper that I got for £2.
Doing the research, he decided to keep.
And then underneath, I've actually got like 2 Halo t-shirts, Halo 3, because Halo 3 is one of my favorite games ever, and I've worn the crap out of these t-shirts. They're not in a good place. But I'm not getting rid of them, am I?
So you've got quite a few layers on.
Yeah, I've got a few layers, yeah. I'm definitely trying to keep warm. Southwest Reseller says, okay, was it Carp Fishing Adventures in here? Wes is in here as well. Mark's in there as well. Southwest says, have you just gotten from a fishing trip? I don't fish, so no. But
no, it's just pretty chilly. We're sitting in the conservatory, so it's pretty chilly in here.
Exactly. Alan's World says hello as well. Richard Payne, hi Zahir and Beck, listening, not watching to you whilst driving up the M6 to Dunfermline for Christmas. I hope the M6 is good to you, Richard.
I hope
so. It can be.
It has its moments.
It does have its moments. I really do hope it treats you good and you get to Dunfermline safely for Christmas. We have got 29 people in, which is fantastic. Really appreciate everyone popping in. So it's just really chuffed about it. Raz is in here, Mrs. H as well. Looks like a trawlerman's outfit, says Southwest Sellers. Thank you. I think no, probably not, but yeah, thank you anyway. Jimmy White says Merry Xmas, Merry Christmas to everybody. We're looking forward to it. So we've got 31 people in here now. Mrs. H says Z is dressing northern now. Missing the flat cap. Yeah, I'm missing the flat cap, but I've got the garms now. Rohan, I've seen, and I'm pretty. I'm getting there. Okay. Burning Soul says hello as well. Vinny Gardner's in here as well. Was it best time to source from charity shops is just after Christmas as Daydream Care? Loads of great sales to be had. And Mark says, hi Z and Bex, love the videos throughout the year. Best wishes for 2017 from Thailand. See that? I mean, I thank you for your best wishes, Mark. But it also does make me a little bit envious, if I'm honest, because I'm sure the weather in Thailand is probably. Carp Fishing asks, how was December sales, guys? Well, yeah, we're going to just touch on the stuff that we normally talk about. So we're going to quickly, there's not a lot to talk about in terms of like the past month. It's how we've expected it to be.
Yeah, I mean,
sales have been pretty steady.
Steady.
Yeah.
They've obviously dwindled down this week, really.
We had a really good weekend.
Yeah.
Didn't we? We had an amazing Saturday,
really
Sunday.
Weekend.
We were happy with that. We did pretty much all of our money on Saturday, Sunday. I think we had about 550, 560 pounds of turnover, I think, which was quite good for us.
We had
especially
a
over 2 days.
sales day yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a 0 sales day yesterday. And then like Saturday, Sunday was really good. Then Monday was meh, like, you know, and then Tuesday was even more meh. And then Wednesday was meh. No, it was Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday was meh.
Yeah.
And then Thursday was
like
yeah, it was nothing. And today is like nothing.
Well,
so,
you know, if people are going to buy for Christmas, then
they exactly. Overall, December has been decent for us, I would say. We were looking back at the year actually as well, and we're pretty happy with what we've managed over the year. There's still a long way to go. But yeah, we're pretty pleased with how things are. But yeah, the sales dropped off quite a lot. So last couple of days, you know, we didn't get anything yesterday. We don't expect it. We didn't get anything so far today. Don't expect it really. Do you? No.
I'm not expecting it to pick up. You know, people are going to be busy with their families now.
Yeah, I mean, Beck's
doing a bit of shopping.
You're a bit knackered as well at the moment. You look a bit tired.
Yeah, I am tired. Sorry, I have just not
finished work, and then she came home and made pizza, which was really awesome.
And I'm covering tomorrow as well.
Exactly, more hours.
6, so I'm actually covering.
Yeah,
tomorrow
so it is one of those situations where you don't expect necessarily the sales to keep piling in. Just to make it worse, Mark mentions it's 30 degrees at the moment. Kristen says, hi, I finished work for Christmas. Yay, Merry Christmas to Kristen as well. Sam, the UK resellers in the chat as well. Thrifting Life, Vinyl Nuts. I've said Alan's World already. So yeah, pretty pleased to see everyone in there. 35 people watching, which is phenomenal for 2 days before Christmas. So but yeah, so we're happy with how it went, is what we're saying.
Yeah,
right?
Happy with December sales, really.
Yeah.
It was really good, actually. It was really steady. It was exactly what we needed. We were happy.
It was steady. Yeah, it wasn't like mind-boggling. But the thing is, what I would like to talk about in that respect is, if you want to have a Q4, like if you want to have Q4 sales, you've got to have Q4 items. You can't. You will notice obviously an increase, but you're not going to notice a rocket in sales. You're not going to suddenly go from doing, I don't know, like 500 quid a month to doing $5,000 unless you actually plan for it. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say a lot of our stuff isn't stuff that we sell general things, don't we? So I can't get my words out. Tripping over my tongue. So it's so for December, when it comes to like Christmas presents and things like that,
those items sold quickly though, didn't they? The few toys, like
bits and pieces we did have,
went quickly. And some of them we've had for ages, and they went, and we were really happy. So, by things like that, I mean, like, you know, boxed, packaged, like action figures, like wrestling figures, or other toys like that. You know, those went, and we did also notice a little bump in overall, like, you know, like a bit more regularity in what we were selling. I think we've sold a lot of those items, but it's not gonna rocket for you unless you've prepared for it. You've got to remember that people at Christmas are buying gifts. Not many people are gonna buy used items. I mean, there are, don't get me wrong, but the overwhelming majority of gifts, just look at yourself, look at your own habits. That's the way I see it. Is a great way of judging. You know, you're a consumer, I'm a consumer, we're all consumers as well, right? When it comes to buying gifts, even though I love some of the stuff I find, and some of the stuff I find is really awesome, I would rather give a crappy boxed gift because I just don't want. It might be wrong of me, but I just feel I wouldn't want to give a used gift because it might. I'm not sure how people would take it in the family, etc. You don't know what everyone's like.
Although the family know what we do.
Yeah. So it's one of those situations where we know we like. I'm wearing used all over, but I couldn't. You don't want to be. You sometimes might feel awkward about it, and it's not because I'm awkward about reselling. We're not awkward about that stuff. We're happy to live the lifestyle ourselves. That's what we love to do, but not everybody does, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you've got to bear in mind. So we don't have those kinds of items generally. We have kind of, we have a lot of secondhand stuff, pretty much used secondhand. We try to buy different items, weird kind of items or unique items.
I think that's probably why we didn't see like a massive spike in our sales. It's been consistent, like month after month we're doing consistent figures. So
we're very consistent. We've achieved that, I think.
Yeah.
That's one thing to talk about. Let's have a look. A few more comments. Alan's says he's just had 6 sales in the past hour. That's fantastic, Alan. Thrifting Life says hello. Daydream Carer says last posting tomorrow. Yes, nice break. Carp Fishing says question, what's your main aim for 2017 for reselling? Just bigger turnover profit for me. We're going to talk about that actually. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Yeah,
we've got that outlined,
but it's along those lines. Yeah,
that's coming up a little bit later.
Vinny says I'd watch even if it was Christmas. Oh, that's
really?
So sweet. He's such a nice guy, isn't he? Donna Trotter says hello. Have a great Christmas, you guys. You too, Donna. Hope you have a great Christmas. Can we just we're really proud that we've kind of hit it on, like, we're organized this year. Yeah, that's really good. Jimmy White says great point, Z. I'm guessing that's in regards to the kind of preparing for Q4. Vinny says Hatchimals and Mini Nez, it seems, were the 2 big items this year to make big bucks. Never got any. Yeah, neither did we.
And we saw the Hatchimals,
and we
but
didn't buy
them.
Yeah,
which is really bad.
But we
didn't buy them.
Yeah,
they had them at our local Asda, and we
didn't pick them up. Yeah, we knew what they were. It wasn't like we were unaware that you can buy them and you can sell them on Facebook and have a laugh at the same time from all the abuse you get. I mean, which would have been fantastic. But it's just not. It's not. I mean, we're not financially, I think, in a position where you can take a lot of. Because when you do that, you want to do that big, don't you?
Yeah.
Like if I did that, I'd want to do it. I'd want to buy like loads of them. I wouldn't be happy with just a couple, because then that's just like, here's a little taste. And then that's it, I don't want to do that. Same with the NES Minis. Some people went and got, there's a guy that posted up a photo, didn't he, in UK reselling. He had like a mountain of them or whatever. So, yeah, I mean.
I think if you're going to do it, you want to do it
big. Yeah. Daydream Carer says it finds January to be a great month on eBay. I had a better Jan than December last year. It can happen, definitely. Thelma Thrift says your live chats are so cool. Love the chemistry here. Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you, Thelma. Really appreciate it. My used items dropped a bit, and I sold a lot more sealed items from my store. Next year I'll be banging on a lot of sealed product. Vinny, exactly, it's what it is, isn't it? People wants all that. Daydream Chris says, how tall is the hair? 6'0", I think, 180 centimeters. Hicks, have we got a cat? No. Okay, Hicksy says these used all over. Diana says, hi everyone, just caught the chat. Well, hello Diana, hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. He's Beck's bitch. What? Okay, Steve. I don't even know what to say to that.
That's true.
That's true. Okay, right. Well, I'm glad that's settled then.
We'll sort that out.
Okay.
Thanks, Steve.
John Brady said 99% of my Christmas presents have come out of my inventory. Yes, that was also the case for us. I think we took some stuff out.
We had sealed stuff, so we did similar.
Diana's shocked that we didn't buy them. So
I mean, looking at it back now, you kind of think even if you could have picked up 1 or 2, maybe we should have done.
Yeah, I know, but I think this is where the problem comes in of what you want to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to balance what you're selling with what you want. And I know you've got to think with a business head as well.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because we're still inexperienced when you look at the bigger scheme of things. Maybe it's more difficult to do that than it sounds. Like I do find it harder to get into items or get into a way of doing things that doesn't sit right with me. I think like the whole point of reselling is the freedom, isn't it? And I don't want to. Do you know what I mean? Like why did you start reselling?
Buy cool stuff to sell on.
Yeah, but not just to buy cool stuff to sell on. Yeah, but like that's my thing. And my the thought of going to like a supermarket to buy toys to sell on, that's not what I thought when I wanted to resell.
Yeah.
So while it's painful to see all this money being left for someone else to profit from, I also didn't do this to just do stuff that I don't want to do, because then that's what you do in a job, right? You kind of get into it. I'm hoping to convince myself to be able to do those things in the future. But like I said, it's a combination of not having stacks of cash, because if you have stacks of cash, you can just do it as one of your things, and you can then still satiate your need to sell cool stuff, right? But I don't know if we could do that. It's a cat. Yeah, don't worry.
I'm hoping you can't hear him, but he's just sitting behind us on the other side of the door meowing at us.
He's okay. He'll give up soon. The girl's watching a movie as well, so we're good. We've got 46 people in the chat, so thank you everybody for joining. The old Haggis Hunter, Fabian King asked, still playing Daisy.
You haven't so much.
Haven't for the last couple of days, but I will be, because it is fun. I do enjoy it. Gary Dunster says, hi, hope it's going well. Yeah, thanks for joining in, really appreciate it. Velia, I've just seen as well a name there. Donna Trotter asks, I am registered to sell on Amazon FBA. I have a UTR. Am I a sole proprietor or individual? I do not have a business name registered with Companies House. Thanks. I think you would be an individual in that case. I think you would be. I can't remember off the top of my head.
You set it up, so
I set it up. I can't remember how I did it now, but I think it was individual. You've got your UTR. You're like a sole trader basically. So, actually, that might be sole proprietor then. Yeah, it might be sole proprietor actually. I don't know how you could be an. I can't remember how I did it. Yeah, don't listen to me. I don't know, Donna. It's I can't remember what I chose.
And I don't know because I didn't say it.
It must have been sole proprietor though. I thought it was. Yeah, someone else will have to answer that. Yeah, I wouldn't listen to me about that. Yeah, because that would be bad to listen to me. So, let's have a look. Kristen says, I have. Was it Kristen? Or is it Kirsten? Sorry, it's not Kristen. It's Kirsten. Sorry, my eyes are getting bad. So in the old days, I would have been able to read that. No, don't. It's Kirsten. Kirsten says, I've got loads of lovely vintage stuff, but I'd find it hard to give as presents as everyone knows I sell vintage on Etsy. Yeah, see, that's the thing, isn't it? You can't, even though you might have some really lovely items, the fact that people would know that they came from what you do as a living.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be cool, would it?
Well, we've just put it out there on YouTube.
Well, our family doesn't watch, so do they?
Well, they know we do this. I don't know if they watch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the way it is, I suppose. David McGregor says, evening, everybody. Hi, David. Good to see you in the chat. The Treasure Pirate says, I've decided retail arbitrage is not for me, but I did dabble a bit. Yeah, I think that's where we are. I think that's where we are with it as well. Like dabbling a little bit here and there, but we're not. We've never gone all in.
But I kind of get the feeling with retail arbitrage, you kind of have to kind of jump in there with it.
Yeah,
I think we haven't felt necessarily that comfortable just jumping.
Well, yeah, because we have to think about where we put our money when it comes to stock.
Yeah.
So we don't really have enough to do retail arbitrage, which would be. I could see it working if it meant I had enough to do that, but then continue with the stuff I enjoy doing, right? So still buying vintage hi-fi and amps and whatever, or whatever else I'd pick up. And then I would be cool with it. But at the moment, I'm not sure. Like I would be cool with it, because it would mean that if we put all our money into that, then the kind of vintagey cool stuff would suffer.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it anyway. Okay, that's evening, both of you. Hope you have a fantastic Christmas, says David Morse. You too. I wish I had got more NES Classic minis this Christmas, but so little stock up this way, said David. Yeah, I mean, it's such a hard situation, that, because everyone would be after those. Pre-orders be limited. I'm guessing the shops will have limits as well, so it is just the way it is. Daydream Care says, yeah, the margins on RA just don't make sense financially for me. Well, why bother with RA when you can buy something for £1, sell it for 30, 40? That's true, but the problem with that, Daydream Carer, is, yes, you would prefer to obviously buy things for 1 to 30 to 40, 50, but those items are not as readily available as an item that you can buy for 10 and sell for 25 and then come away with a little bit less after fees.
And I think with like retail arbitrage, it's more about how quickly it flips.
It's the amount, and it's the amount. Your retail arbitrage isn't about like just doing one big, like, one item with massive profits. Even though you can have that, like, look at the NES minis, people buying them for 50. Same with the hatch animals, isn't it? People buying them for like 50, selling them for like 150 or whatever. I don't know about the hatch animals, they're more around the 100, 120 kind of mark, but that's big profit. So those are obviously the extreme examples, but most retail arbitrage deals won't get you that kind of profit. You're looking maybe 10 to 25 on Amazon, 10 to 30, that kind of thing. But it's the amounts, isn't it? That they're available in more numbers when you get them. So otherwise, yeah, you're right. Everyone would just love to be making 1 to 40, 50 pounds, definitely. Mrs. H says, I did a bit of RA, but love treasure hunting and finding secondhand stuff too much. That's it. Treasure Pirate agrees with that. Yeah, I think ideally I agree with Diana Hughes, who says I mix RA with thrifting. You ideally, with anything you do, it's very it's not good for yourself to limit yourself. Like, I don't want to say I'm never going to do RA. I don't do it as much as I would like at the moment. We have done it this year. We have done it on a few bits, but we've done it really small time compared to what you can do. And
I think if we were, you've already said it. Basically, it's a case of, at the moment, we want to kind of direct our money into the place that we feel most comfortable with at the moment, and eventually maybe our minds will be changed and we will go into it.
I think you've got to do both. Whatever it is, you've got to do both. You can't, you don't want to cut off your own nose to spite your face, right? I get it right.
I always look confused when
because you know what, whenever I say sayings, I get them wrong. So I have to
read. Like people's names as well.
I get people's names wrong all the time. I can't.
And he'll swear that person is named the name that he thinks it.
I just come up with wrong names completely.
I'm like, who are you talking about?
Nigel Spence says sole trader in answer to your question, Donna. So thank you, Nigel.
Thank you, Nigel.
Let's have a look. Yeah, you've got to have a mix, really. Okay. Diana says RA is a time sensitive within business. Fabian says, have eBay sales slowed down now, or is it just me? Yeah, they've slowed down massively. They have slowed down. Yeah, they've slowed down a lot. Okay. Daydream Kara says, I'd rather time my stock up in lots of pound items than buy retail arbitrage for 10 to sell for 20 to 30.
That's where we're at the minute.
We agree in that respect, but the idea is with retail arbitrage, it would move a lot quicker. It's quick, it's volume, it's fast volume, and a lot of people's sales have slowed, so I would not say it's a big deal. Question, not sure if you've answered this already, says Vinny. Favorite Q4 sale or purchase for both of you? You've purchased a lot of your haberdashery stuff. Would you say the sewing machine would be?
The sewing machine's probably been my favourite.
We still haven't sold it yet, so it's not. But we've got interest in it.
But I was like, price it high.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I want it to go
Yeah,
really.
I think we've not sold it yet, but probably one of our, like definitely your favourite pickup. That
It's
isn't it?
definitely one of
Yeah.
my favourite pickups.
Yeah. So it's paid. How much was it? Hammer price was 40, wasn't it?
40, but then,
So it's about 45, 46 pounds. It's like a really computerized sewing machine with lots of patterns on it. And we're hoping to get like around 200 plus shipping on it. So that'll be quite a nice sale. For me, I think it was for Q4. I don't know. I mean, it's not really Q4-y, but neither is the sewing machine. It was probably the synthesizer I bought recently for 60 or 50 pounds, something like that. And that sold really not quickly, but it sold in the end for 230. So yeah, that was probably. So again, they're not very. When you say those out loud, those are two of our favorite resale sales. They're not really Q4 sales, are they?
No.
Yeah.
But there were more, things that we picked up.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Fabian says, as it's my first 6 months as a reseller, my target for 2017 is to ransack the boot sales, as I know now the importance of stocking up for Christmas. Yeah, definitely. And you might start keeping an eye out on things that you perhaps didn't, like all those gifty type things, because those things sell. Like, when you're at the boot fair, you'll see so many gift boxes of like creams and perfume, so many, and like loads of blister packed toys, cheap ones, but like they'll be, you might not have picked them up before, but now you'd probably be like, actually that's something that you can
sell.
Exactly. Daydream Claire asks, will we be doing a sale on our eBay shop next week to compete with the high street sales? Again, no, because we're not competing with the high street.
We didn't last year.
Yeah.
So no, we won't.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that we offer things that you can't buy on the high street in most cases. So
you've just got to turn around and have a look at this little thing.
Oh no, guys, we just show you.
We just show you what we're competing with at the moment.
Can you see him? I don't know. He's just meowing because he wants to come in. You've got the whole house to play with. He's got the whole house with. Every now and then we're hearing this meow.
That's why I keep turning around, because I can hear him. So
Yeah.
I'll stop it now.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Okay. David McGregor says, what is a rare item? Had someone message me today about a camera telling me that my item wasn't rare. It was just shite, and they all went to landfill years ago, which is why there aren't many around. Well, then that makes it rare, then, doesn't it, David? There's not many around, so it's rare. Just use that word as you see fit. I'd say, to be honest.
Yeah. It's the same with vintage, isn't it?
Yeah. Gary says, yeah, it's what you have to Z&B. That's most it's your business needs. Yeah. Just a Q&A. You're right, David Kara. Oh God. Okay. Question from Raz: did you buy something you wanted to keep? Lots of times,
All the time.
but we end up always selling it. Vinyl that says let the poor cat in. He's only coming in to go out, and then he'll go out, and then he'll complain because it's cold and wet. Yeah, he's gotten bored and he's gone now. Look, he's gotten bored and he's gone. So, yeah, he's probably gone off to eat again. Well, we want to move on, and we're going to talk about what we're hoping to achieve. Well, actually, we're going to talk about returns, weren't we?
Yeah, just a few updates on returns. So, previously we mentioned about a till that a guy contacted us about and wanted to return it. The update is we still have no till that's been sent back to us.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We sold this till, it got returned to us. We sold it again for more money, and again we got a message from the buyer saying that their till wasn't as described in the photos or something in broken English. And we were like,
happened twice now.
Yeah.
So we were a bit concerned. We were like,
but this time it's different because we just said, okay, just send it back again. Because we were like, okay, this is weird. The photos do match the till. I just said the photos do match the till that you received. If you're unhappy with it for whatever reason, send it back, right? And thankfully, I suppose we haven't heard anything since we messaged. Yeah. You would have thought they'd be quick on.
We might still.
Well, no case has been opened because I said, open a case and return it. No case has been opened to get a return back. So they've not sent it back. So as far as we're concerned, they've decided to keep it. But very peculiar to get a message, but it just shows that it's worth responding. And sometimes people are just, I don't know, they can be fickle, can't they?
Yeah.
It's a weird one. We've had one other weird situation recently on eBay, where quite a while ago I sold a camcorder.
We've mentioned this recently as well.
We sold a camcorder and it went to a guy's shipping company. So we shipped it to his shipping company's address, and they opened it and saw the lithium-ion batteries in it. And so they sent it back to us.
So it got returned.
Yeah. So now we've decided we're going to have to. We spoke to the guy again.
He still wants it. He said, "Can we just remove the battery and send it
it?" And we've got that in message form on eBay now.
Yeah.
So we're kind of confident.
Because he did contact you outside of eBay.
Well, no, he opened a case and closed it, which was really weird. But you know, we want to obviously give him his item. He's paid for it, so we're going to just do that. And those are the only kind of issues that we've had. Nothing major. It happens. We're gonna, in terms of productivity, what we're gonna be doing from now till next year. I mean, like, we're gonna take a break now, I suppose, aren't we? A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't seem convinced by that.
No.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
we're
a little break, but we're gonna take advantage.
Obviously taking Christmas day off. With the girls.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're gonna like do a bit of listing here and there. I think just to keep the store active.
We're not really massively go out sourcing just yet.
No,
we're definitely
we're gonna keep the shop open as well.
Yeah, shop's open.
Shop's gonna stay open as usual.
We're not closing it.
Yeah, we're hoping we'll get a few sales on Christmas Day and onwards. That'll be nice. So yeah, that's that. In terms of looking forward to the next year, I mean, it's 7:40 now. We're only just getting onto this.
I know.
We've been answering questions.
You
know, what we're gonna do is. Next year, I mean, firstly, a quick reflection on how the year's gone. There's been a lot of change for us this year, hasn't there?
Yeah, there's been massive changes. Obviously, with me coming on board late in the summer. Yeah, you coming on board, you know, moving up here, getting. We're finding our feet a lot, like with the sourcing. We feel we've only just kind of started getting that, and there's still areas that we still really want to go into and kind of try and, you know, sourcing, but we haven't yet. So we're still finding our feet with. But
we've definitely improved in that aspect recently, and it's helped us.
I think it was it September, October time when I just turned around and said to you, I said, "You're off your game." We're not picking up. We're not picking up the stuff that we
were picking up. And we've adapted that now, haven't we? So we are picking up a bit more. And I think like it's been a lot of change. And I think considering the change, I think that's what makes us pretty pleased with how the last year has gone. Because I mean, you know, it takes a lot to move. It takes a lot to, you know, to like for you to come on board as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big
for that to be a
curve
change.
For me. It's
huge.
I mean, working together as well.
Yeah, working together is not easy. Obviously, not from no problems caused on this side.
No,
it's all you, isn't it?
It's all me.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't take kindly to you telling me what to do.
Yeah, even though you needed to know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'd be like, leave me alone.
Yeah,
even though do it.
You needed
and
to
then
know.
I go. Here.
Yeah.
How do I do this?
Oh, now you want to know. Yeah, exactly. So moving forward, I mean, now that we've got those things ironed out, those basics, so we're a lot more comfortable where we are. We know how to source up here now. We know where the places to go are. We know what to look for. We've adapted. We've acclimatized to the situation. I think going forward, it is just going to be a case of getting out there as soon as we can, you know, and source. We're going to start sourcing straight away. I think it will be well worth going out. I mean, it would be cool to see if Boxing Day any of the charity shops are open. to see if they've got any good stuff. But
I'm not sure if they will.
I don't know. Probably won't be. But yeah, it's really important to it's important to build on, I suppose, what we've managed to do this year. You know, it's because for any business it would be quite a big change, wouldn't it? And
yeah, absolutely.
You know, and
I think that's probably why we've been so happy with the progress that we have made in the last.
Because it's not been
6
blistering;
months.
it's been steady, hasn't it? I think the fact that we've managed to keep it steady has been quite good. I mean, there's been a little bump since you came on. It really helped, like, you know, with the increased listings, our monthly turnover went up.
The massive thing was the listings, getting the listings over 700 listings. I mean, I think we've dropped it a bit recently, but that's just down to
that's
things selling and not listing as much as we should have done, really. But
it happens. Nigel Spencer's losing the live feed. I hope
it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's showing that we are good. Hopefully there's not an issue. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be okay on this end.
Is it that it's lagging, or does it just keep dropping out?
Like I don't
sound
know.
Or what?
I don't know. It should be okay. It should be okay. But yeah, so we're looking forward to now building on last year. And we're gonna aim to, you know, just do more of what we're doing. We've you know, talking about mixing things up a bit, we are going to be focusing, I think, on trying a bit more Amazon.
I mean, that's definitely one thing that we want to kind of branch into. I want to look at more Etsy stuff, because the stuff that I pick up is probably more marketable on Etsy than it is eBay, although I probably will do both like cross post. So Amazon, Etsy is definitely
Amazon more, Etsy more. Well, Etsy start. And also when it comes to eBay, we're going to be looking at just doing a bit more of a mix. Like still going to be mostly doing our buy it now items, but I think pay a little bit more attention to, say, if you get a cool item in, it is worth obviously looking at and seeing whether it does go for more on an auction basis, whether it picks up more. And if it does, then, you know, because we did do an experiment with auctions recently, a few months ago. There's a video on our channel you can check out, and we were quite happy with the results we got from it. It's you know, we'd be looking to kind of continue that a little bit, like have a small percentage of.
It wouldn't be as much as we did at that point, because we put about 10% of our stock up,
which was too much, I think.
Which I didn't feel 100% comfortable with, but
we'll do more of an item by item basis.
We'll judge it per item.
Again, that's just, you know, the smart thing to do, rather than just saying, oh, I'm only going to do one or the other or something. Then that way you can at least mix and match. You know, I think like Scott's been doing that as well, which is you know, showing on his channel as well, that do a bit of a mix and match, you know, having some buy it nows and or like doing a fair few buy it nows or doing a few less, depending on what the item is. So just looking at things a bit differently. So or, you know, just trying to keep it fresh, really. So that's something we're looking at. So
I think listings, we are like aiming to kind of get our buy it now listings up to about 1,000 listings.
We'd like to get to 1,000 listings. We're quite close,
but also we kind of like to keep it there, kind of keep it steady.
Maybe keep it around 1,000 listings,
but still be running a few auctions here and there as well. So that's what.
And eBay, really. And also you'll see written down there that you're thinking of like using Instagram and Pinterest a bit for. Is that like marketing or something?
So like I'm sure most people have heard of Margaret's Texas Gal Treasures group on Facebook, which is ILOT. International League of Thrifters. And they do a lot of Pinterest, and I think they've only just started with the Instagram, although I think there's quite a few resellers in there that actually do promote their items on Instagram. So it's definitely something that I'm looking into to try and promote our store a little bit more, and see if we can generate sales and interest through those options as well. So
I mean, that's definitely something to look out for, isn't it? I mean, it's always worth seeing different ways of promoting
I
yourself.
found it so interesting reading like the threads and hearing.
And some people
feedback.
sell on Instagram, don't they?
Yeah,
so they
some
become
people do.
popular, and then like people know to look at their Instagram site.
Yeah.
And they'll just message people, be like, oh, I saw this photo, how much, or whatever, or people just sell on there, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the kind of thing we're looking at doing, isn't it? So nothing explosive, just a steady kind of an increase in what we're doing. We're pretty happy with how things are going. You've got to look at your situation and do that way. Right, let's have a few look at the comments. We've got 50 people in the chat, which is fantastic. So really appreciate everyone popping in. Let's have a look. Leanne Lakin says, I had GSP destroy 2 of my shipments of antique because they decided they were restricted items. Yeah, it's one of those things that is quite upsetting about the global shipping program. They can sometimes, what they'll do is, if you sell an item via global shipping program on eBay and you ship an item that they decided is restricted, they will still let you keep your money. They will refund the buyer, and then they'll destroy the item. However, I know for a fact, pretty much, I think, it might not be a fact.
You think?
Yeah.
I like the way you read that.
It could be a fact. It could not be a fact.
It could be.
So it could be a fact, or it could be a falsehood. We just don't know. But what I'm going to say, it's something, right? Now, in my experience, I think I have bought something, or I think my sister definitely has bought something at an auction, at a local auction house, which we believe was originally sold on eBay via global shipping program, and then that happened where they decided it was restricted and you couldn't have it. And I think I had this with a pair of Chubb handcuffs, vintage Chubb handcuffs, which were meant to be shipped to some country. I can't remember. There were £100 for this pair of handcuffs. I got my money. The guy got his refund, but the handcuffs were taken by GSP. But I got those handcuffs from an auction. That wouldn't surprise me that the same thing had happened. I've got a feeling that these items end up going to an auction house. What do you reckon?
Possibly.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Because I'm sure your sister was actually contacted by the person that originally.
My sister bought an item which she was from an auction to sell on eBay, and she got contacted by someone who said that was originally his item, that he sold on by GSP, and I'm guessing that's what happened, where the guy would have gotten his money back. So it was interesting. So that is a really annoying thing about that, Leanne. David McGregor says, got to source between Christmas and New Year. Absolute prime time for charity drop-offs. Definitely.
I mean, we got talking to one charity shop manager, didn't we? And she was like, she goes, this is the busiest time of year. Because people are dropping in. Like they're trying to get rid of their stuff because of Christmas, aren't they? And then, she's like, there's just too much coming in.
There's loads coming in.
We'll
just keep buying it from you. Don't worry. Gary says, guys, you have been a great couple to watch, and wish you all the best in whatever you need to do. I really appreciate that. Gary. That's brilliant. Wes says, just ate a big Galaxy bar of Galaxy and feel sick. Christmas is going to be crap if I can't even start it well. Wes, that's funny.
What can I say?
Vinyl Nut says, does your new place feel like home yet? Yes. Definitely. We love it up here. Gary says, that's on tape. Malinky says, hi guys, happy Christmas there in Vex and all the resellers. So really appreciate that. Well, we're a bit behind. Have we fallen behind on the channel? No, we've caught up-ish. Okay. That's good. Okay, how about a whip round to buy Zahira heater, says Malinky. Nice.
It's all right, we'll be all right. You wait, when it hits the summer, we'll be like, oh, it's too hot in here.
Gemma Lou says, I just got a sale. Good, we're still waiting. We're heading to 2 days of 0 sales, but it happens. Let's have a look. Good stuff. I've got a ton of watches on my item. Exactly. The watches are going to happen. Mark asked question, why are you buying handcuffs? it was a bargain. You know, I think I paid like 20 quid for them and sold them for 100 quid.
Yeah, they're good sellers.
Jimmy White says, guys, got to go, but once again, Merry Christmas to you, Jimmy, as well. So it's just, you know, it has been fun, hasn't it? Really, it has been fun. I mean, we don't really have a great deal much else to talk about now. We've rattled through what we kind of wanted to discuss and share. We just want to take a time to say thank you, everybody, for watching the live chats. It's brilliant. Yeah, we really look forward to doing them.
We do enjoy doing them.
Yeah, we look forward to Friday now at 7 because we're like, oh wow, and you know, it's brilliant to have the support of you guys to watch it. So you know, we really appreciate it. Let's have a look. We'll answer a couple of questions, I think, and we'll call it a night. Sam Crowley asks, are you honest with the charity shops you buy off? A lot of shops I've been honest with allow backroom access now. Where we feel we can be, we are. I think it depends really. Because some of the ones that we've only just started going to, like we're a bit cagey at first.
Yeah, they did. Although they see us quite a lot in there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still probably a little bit cagey.
Judge it by really. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'm gonna be calling it a night now. Shall we? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, we haven't got much more to say really.
Except thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate it, don't we?
It's been fantastic.
This is one of our highlights of our week now, isn't it? Where we look forward to coming on and, you know, which is fantastic. So thanks everybody that's in the chat for the support. Really appreciate it. We will be back in the new year now, I think, because we're going to probably not do.
I'm not sure that we're going to be doing one next Friday.
Yeah, it depends actually. What is next Friday? It's the 30th. We might be. Yeah, we'll be back. Yeah.
Are we going to be back?
Yeah, we'll be back next Friday. Yeah, definitely. Right, yeah, so we're going to be back.
We're going to do another one. Just
because we don't want to break it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Actually, no, I'm not sure. No, we're not. We're not going to do one. No. Unless we haven't got anything cool stuff to show. Yeah, we've got to have some cool stuff to show. We'll decide.
What we'll do is, if we decide to do one, we'll make sure it goes onto Zahir's Facebook page.
Yeah. Or no, but like we don't know what's
your reselling page.
But we need to know whether we've got. But it's like we need to know whether we've got anything cool to talk about.
Yeah.
So we have to decide whether we're going to have anything cool to talk about, because obviously it's quiet. If we do loads of sourcing. Yeah, we'll do it.
We probably will.
We'll do something.
All
right. Anyway,
although we say we're not going to, we will.
Yeah. We will see you guys, and have a great Christmas and Happy New Year. Yeah. And enjoy yourselves, and see you soon.
See you soon.